It was the most difficult days, years of my life, and in next 2 weeks it's gonna be 8 years that I didn't know how to deal with it. I wish exactly he wouldn't know Ireland, but he would just say Greenland, New Zealand, every land possible. He was so excited that I'm going to Ireland, and then he also wanted to get his passport done, and telling myself that no, he didn't deserve what happened with him. How my life is always unfair to me. I've done nothing, and every time I want to do something great, something I want to make my parents proud is always what the thought process I had. Yeah, just wanted to show that a small town girl from Kudla can actually rule Ireland someday. And if you're someone that is going through the same phase, I want to give you a tight hug, and today's video is gonna be just want to check on you, how you guys doing. Hope you guys are doing okay. This video would be more about how I came from grief. As you know, I lost my dad when I moved to Ireland. It was the most difficult days, years of my life, and in next 2 weeks it's gonna be 8 years. And I think often we don't speak about grief. No one talks about grief at all, but I just thought it might help someone who's going through same thing that I went through. And there's a particular loneliness that comes when you lose your parents. I lost my both the parents, and I want to speak to anyone who knows how that feels, right? It's a very personal video which I didn't wanted to do, but I thought, because I get a lot of messages saying that Prarthana, I'm so proud of you, you're doing so well in life, you're traveling the world, you managed to do that, you managed to get a job, you managed to move to countries, whatever. But today I'm gonna tell you how it actually feels, how I overcame through the grief. I feel life has been always unfair to me, and if I would just sit and cry about it, I would just be the girl who would be in some corner of my small town doing nothing. I always felt like there were so many challenges, right? I lost my mom when I was 5, and back then I was really naive. I was just so naive. I was just a kid who didn't know how to cope up with. When I moved here 8 years back, I lost my dad before the fact that I was so happy, so excited, started doing my masters. Even when I had my papa, my papa was so proud that I'm going to do my masters. He was extremely excited about it. He has started any random guy in the street of Kudla, he would just say Namagal Ireland Pondullal. Exactly, he wouldn't know Ireland, but he would just say Greenland, New Zealand, every land possible. He told the people that she's going there to do a master. He was very extremely excited. And I remember whenever he told New Zealand, at some point he also said Thailand, and I'm like, Thailand, not the papa, I'm going to Ireland. And when the whole phase of me getting loan or anything, none of the bank had accepted my loan, and it's through my dad I actually got a loan from India. Like, I'm someone, I genuinely don't want to take anyone's help irrespective of whatever. I just wanted to do things on my own. Like, that's how I always been. I've been a very independent person since a child. It's because of my personal loss, but I don't know, maybe I had to spend so much time. I had to spend that time with my dad, and I think was one of my best days with him. We would literally go to the banks every day. We would talk. He was so excited that I'm going to Ireland, and then he also wanted to get his passport done. And the same pitch, he went twice to a photographer to click his picture for his passport. And then because I told him, like, I'll take you to Dubai, I'll do this, I'll do that. I told everything because I was working in Dubai. I quit the job, and I thought 1 month I'm gonna spend time with my dad, and then I'm gonna move to Ireland. Everything was done. My fees were paid, my tickets were booked, everything was sorted. I also arranged an accommodation and all of that. The 2 days before I was flying to India, we get a call saying that dad is hospitalized, blah blah blah, he's in coma, he can't talk, blah blah blah. All possible thing it went on. Then I was just because he couldn't talk, he wasn't I remember telling him like, listen, I don't think so, I want to go to Ireland. And I think 2 days before he actually passed away, he came in my dreams saying that, yeah, I'm sorry, like, this is how my dad talks. And I'm very funny like that. I'm very like, my jokes are like, even in the worst days I do humor jokes. I take life in a very jokey, like anything it is, I'm just like, I can't be serious at all. So that's something that I got from my dad. And I remember him in my dream, and I just started crying. And I'm someone who never cries in front of people. And I think grief is something that is so emotional subject. Nobody prepares you for it. Like, you need to like vent it, you need to speak it out. And when I decided to move here, this was a new country. Ireland was, I didn't even know it exists. New country, no friends, no family, nobody at all. Like, I had to build a new life here with this heavy heart who didn't cry when dad passed away. I didn't cry. I didn't know how to start my life. And everyone I portrayed that I'm fine, I'm doing okay. And every time I went to the toilet, I would just start crying. And I remember people saying, this too shall pass, their blessings are always with you. I don't know how I came out of it. I started accepting it. I just genuinely thought, it wasn't right for him to go through that, what he was going through. My dad was like someone who talks a lot, like me, who's very active. He does things, he just walks, he does that, all of that. And suddenly to see him in bedridden was something that no one ever deserved to see that. And we spent 25 days in hospital. We had this waiting hours. We would go check on him. He's not talking. And I was just praying, like, take him. Like, he doesn't deserve that. Someone who always made people laugh and smile, and, he didn't deserve what he went through. But what comes, no one preps you for, how it feels about losing someone. And I think that's something, when I moved here, is when it hit my rock bottom. Like, I had nobody here. How do I tell anyone that what I'm feeling? Like, I didn't have anyone. I stayed with weird people. They were just like, fighting over small things. I lived with all these kids. I call them kids. They were just they used to fight. Like, it was just like a big boss house. And I'm just like, listen guys, I can't deal with this. There's life outside. There's some people go through real shit. And I don't know, later on I took my time. I would just go to college, try to concentrate. I couldn't concentrate at all. But one thing I was very rigid was, I need to get a good job. I need to just get a job. So every day in college, when there was like something, I would divert my mind just to apply for jobs. I would just apply jobs and jobs and jobs. Anyway, that was my way of coping my grief. One thing that genuinely helped me was taking a help. I took a therapy here, because here in Europe, when you lose someone, you need someone to speak it out. You need a therapy, you need a counseling. And whenever I spoke to them, they kind of told me what I lost my mom when I was 5. And the first question she asked me is, did you have a counselor back home? I said, nothing. So no one speaks it out. So you have so much of trauma over years and years that I didn't know how to deal with it. I wish if I would have had a therapist when I was a kid, I wouldn't feel that I went through when all my childhood. But since dad, because I've been with dad for a longer time, like 26 years of my life, you have more memory with your dad, right? So I started taking help. The one thing that genuinely helped me was accepting the fact that he is in a better place. His health was not in a right condition. It's not fair that just because he needs to survive, he would be bedridden, and that's the least thing that you want for your own parent. And I've started accepting it, and I've just started telling myself that I'm gonna heal from it. I always tell that they're always with me. And I used to talk to him, like in my head I would just talk to him, saying that, how are you doing, hope everything is fine, hope you met my mom, is she okay, things like that. And I think just acceptance even when you have a breakup, even when you lose someone, even if you break with a friendship, even if you're losing a job, or even whatever, these are the types of griefs that everyone goes through. I think acceptance is the first step, that I always believe that, yeah, I lost him. It wasn't in my hand. There's nothing that I could do to save him. But he's in a better place. He must be in so much peace. Even now I feel like, oh my god, when somebody like, he loves eating and he couldn't eat. And I love eating too. If something like that happened to me, I don't want to be in that situation. So I've just started telling myself that no, he didn't deserve what happened with him. Slowly I started accepting it. Slowly I started moving on. Slowly I just started telling. I built up, because my dad was a very firm believer of God, and my spiritual connection was only because my dad told me, my grandmom told me. Like, I never felt like, sometimes you need to feel from inside. And I think that's where I developed my inner feelings to God. I just surrendered to God. I just surrendered to Hanuman. I started telling Hanuman Chalisa. And I think if there's one thing that made me stronger, was Hanuman Chalisa. I would pray day and night, because I lost my dad, and then I came here to do masters, and then I somehow got a job. Like, I was very focused in finding a job. I did anything possible to get a job. I would just apply. Anyway, I got the job, and then COVID happened again. My first job here was a contract job, and then there were like 4 months. I'm like, how? I have no friends. Like, I'm very like social in general. Like, it's easy for me to make friends, but even the friends I made here, they were not real and legit. Like, I used to remember I used to do groceries alone, everything alone. And during COVID is the time when I met Abigail. She would be like someone I felt like my sister was with me. I would cry it out to her. I would say things like how my life is always unfair to me. I've done nothing, and every time I want to do something great, every time I want to do something, every time I'm trying to build my own career, it's always been me. I work so hard, and it doesn't. Oh, sorry if I am crying. I get emotional about my friends. So yeah, because in Dubai I had like good friends, like Harshit, Minaz, Anushaka. Like, I had like family there. And then here I was just struggling. And somehow, because I think I was telling God, like, send me some angels, send me someone. And then Abigail came in my life, Gautam came in my life. We started living together, and slowly I built a family. I got a good job, worked here for 5 years. Then, slowly I started bouncing back, doing things, got into fitness, all of that. It takes time. And in 2 weeks, it's gonna be 8 years. My dad's, since the dad passed away. But I don't know, I became the woman that I never thought I would be. I'm stronger. I still miss my parents. Nobody can take that place. But years and years, I've been taking therapy, and that's something that has helped me. Speaking it to someone whom you don't know actually helps. And you're not weak, you're just so strong. So yeah, that's how I think having a right set of friends, moving your body, just not complaining about it, just doing, okay, now I lost them, how will I make a great life over years? I want to make my parents proud is always what the thought process I had. So I built my years and years, and then just wanted to show that a small town girl from Kudla can actually rule Ireland someday. Not like I'm ruling Ireland, but at least like I'm doing things. I have seen life. Anything that I'm doing today is only because of my blessings of my parents. And if you're someone that is going through the same phase, I want to give you a tight hug, and I would say this too shall pass. They're always with you, whoever you lost. Hope you are doing okay. I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe. See you.